Today on the channel, we got a loose cannon alert with Brian Pillman, WWE, WCW Monday Night Wars, Walmart exclusive.
The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another WWE, WCW Monday Night Wars exclusive unboxing and review. And today on the channel, we got the Walmart exclusive Brian Pillman. But for all your Brian Pillman needs that are not Walmart exclusive, make sure you not Ringside Collectibles. Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10%. Got to get a deal out there. And of course, going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there, of course. And what can you say about old Brian Pillman? One time a flying guy and then now a loose cannon, as we know. And Brian Pillman, one of my absolute favorites when I was a little kid, in his Cincinnati Bengals trunks back then. You know, the high flyer, the young, attractive male, him and Tom Zink just doing their thing in WCW once upon a time. Then changing his character a little bit, going to the Hollywood Blondes, which I really enjoyed. Of course, one of my absolute favorite wrestlers at the time was Stunning Steve Austin. To see them two come together was a big, big deal for me. Then the breakup of them, which was very unfortunate and too soon, if you ask me. But then his rise to joining the Horsemen, which I thought was amazing, into the loose cannon, where he just got fired or got himself fired or quit, however you want to say it. Went to ECW for a while, and then that unfortunate car accident, finally ending his career in the WWF, WWE, as we do know. And out of all the years of Brian Pillman, I probably really enjoyed his Hollywood Blondes and his WCW loose cannon stuff the best. I really enjoyed him in the WWF, WWE, but it always felt like start, stop. And I think if he would have been injured and could have, been a little bit more consistent without injury, I think he could have really been amazing. And his feud with Stone Cold would have been amazing. Of course, we all remember the gun incident. Be interested to see if we ever get those Pinnacle Zombie Sailor ones, hopefully sooner rather than later. But I am here for this Brian Pillman. A little bit of a re-release with some twist to it. We'll do some comparisons later in this video as well. But this will go great on your Hart Foundation shelf, of course. Never forget that era, amazing era of the Hart Foundation and just WWE as a whole, I always thought, with the U.S. versus Canada angles going on. But there's the old loose cannon himself, Elite, WWE, Monday Night Wars, Michael Cole Build-A-Figure. How about that? We'll put that together later on, so stay tuned for that. From May 5th, 1997. What a time to be alive, of course. There he is, old Brian Pillman. Brian Pillman, certified authentic. And then on the back, we do got the glamour shot here, which is interesting. Plain black shirt, but we got the Hart Foundation logo on this shirt. So what is it? What is it? What's going on there? Michael Cole, cross-sell, unboxing every single one of these on the channel. Make sure you do subscribe. Tail of the tape blurb. Let's see what it says about old Brian Pillman. From Cincinnati, Ohio, as I always say, the last time I was there, it just smelled of piss. Reeked of piss at all times up in those skywalks. Is that still a thing? We got any Cincinnatians watching right now? How are those skywalks smelling these years later since I've been there? This would have been the 90s, so it's been a while. Height 6 feet tall, 227 pounds. Finisher, the dreaded Air Pillman. Watch out for that. As a member of the Hart Foundation, the loose cannon helps soften up Stone Cold Steve Austin for the faction's leader, Bret Hitman Hart. Career highlights: WCW Tag Team Champion, WCW Light Heavyweight Champion. Of course, the Shark, Eric Bischoff, and The Undertaker in this wave as well. Michael Cole pulled double duty as a backstage interviewer and play-by-play announcer in the Monday Night Wars years. He is, of course, the Build-A-Figure, and as I said, we'll get to him eventually in these unboxings. Plastic prison, goodbye, see you later. Cardboard prison, more like it. Plastic prison right here. And we got twist ties. Got to have twist ties, especially on a loose cannon. You got to lock down a loose cannon. And quite the time with Brian Pillman. I'll never forget that gun incident, watching that. And then, of course, the next day, I wouldn't say the playground, but at that time in my life, it was more like the study hall lunchroom, I think is what it was. Not necessarily the playground, even though some good games of Foursquare were going on the playground back in the day. And I remember all my buddies and I talking about the gun incident and that whole thing, that whole Full time on TV, very controversial still to this day, and people obviously still remember it still to this day. And I mentioned the Zombie Sailor Pinnacle figures coming in the future, and hopefully that Brian Pillman will be a part of that sooner rather than later. I hope we get all those this year. We'll see what happens. There we go, plastic, finally. See you later. Goodbye, put that away. Now we do get a pile of Michael Cole parts. We got extra hands. We got the arms and we got the microphone. So I'm going to stick that over on the side. We will eventually build that Build-A-Figure. And Brian Pillman, some heads are on a roll. Got that head popping off. And of course, we've unboxed a few Brian Pillmans this year. And we unboxed his son, Lexus King, which is kind of cool to see as well. So check out those unboxings. But let's dive into this one first. We got the maniacal hands. Works for the loose cannon. He's ready to go. He's ready to do one of these. Maybe he'll scratch your back. You never know what he might be up to. But we do got those going there. And we do got a crutch, and if we've seen this crutch before, I feel like we've seen this maybe the last time with our Reckon line. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but it is a crutch right here. Got the brown against the silver. I like that it's not all one color. Feels a little bit more official, and I will display him with this. He'll have that, of course. We'll never forget that car accident. I think he rolled his Hummer, if I'm not mistaken, and he crushed his ankle in that whole thing. So we all remember that. Maybe. Yeah, maybe we don't. Who knows? But Brian Pillman out of the package here. What's going on? We got the crazy eyes on Brian Pillman. It's the crazy lunatic here. Get that big hairdo going on. You got kind of two-tone color on there. Brown on the top, light blonde on the end. Big teeth showing there as well. Nice white teeth and just crazy eyes. Got the beard going on as well. Has a nice vest here. It is a hard plastic vest. Got some things going on here. You got the studs on there. You got the cross on the back. Very 90s, very late 90s is what that is. And then we do got the shirt underneath, the Heart Foundation shirt in soft goods. A nice touch. Now, on the back of the package, side of the package, they show it without the Heart Foundation logo. So, not sure which one is technically correct. Maybe they're giving just a little extra pizzazz to the figure with this one. You guys can sound off on that if you would like. Bare arms on this one, but you do got the white wrist tape going there. And then you got crazy pants down here. You got that kind of crazy late 90s wash to it. It's a crazy denim look there, but it's on brand for the time. And then you got those black kind of boot shoes he would wear at the time as well. Arms all the way around for us, bicep cut, double jointed, pinless elbows. How about that? The hits keep on coming. Hands back far side to side. Head comes off very easily on this one. We've seen that on a lot of Mattel figures lately, that the heads aren't quite hard to get off. And they're supposed to be removable, but not too easy. This one is a little too easy to get out. Ab crunch feeling good. Waist articulation. Big old splits. Not bad. Are we going to have any Vietnam issues? No Vietnam issues here. Everything playing the game the way it should be, apparently. How about this one? This one's a little worse. The left is worse than the right, but it's not bad. It's not bouncing back on me, at least. But it does got a little bit of that feel like it should, but it isn't. The right leg, though, is usually where the trouble is, and very nice in the right leg. Thigh cut, double jointed, pinless knees, very tight on these knees. And they do get the ankles up and down, back, forth, side to side. Hole in the foot, of course, for the Mattel ringside collectible stands. Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10%. There we go. Fitting on a stand right there. Ready to take the last stand with the Heart Foundation is what he's ready to do. Very, very fun. Brian Pillman, just one of those talents that just left way too soon. There was a lot more magic for Pillman, and who knows, maybe he would have just morphed into a manager, color commentator. You never know where Pillman might have went. Obviously, he could have had maybe some more years in the ring if the injuries wouldn't have caught up to him as well. So one of those what-if talents if there ever was one, but man, some bright spots all the way back to the Bengal tight days, all the way to the very end. A lot of cool key performances over the years. And speaking of key performances in the action figure game, I didn't bring the Hollywood Blondes. I didn't bring the Bengal tights. I got the ones closest to this kind of era here. And we got some differences. Now, this was part of a 2-pack from the basics. Who was he with in that one? Was it Austin, I think, is who he was with? But this is a nice one, 4 Horsemen style. I got the 4H there. I display this on my WCW shelf. And then you got this one here around the same time. It's got the same vest going on, but it's a soft goods vest on the old one, where it's a hard good vest on the new one here. So a little bit of differences. I do like that, but a nice upgrade between these two. A lot of the crazy kind of looks in the face, but definitely you can see the new technology and stuff. So similar but different, as one may say. But cool to get another Brian Pillman here. Definitely an improvement on the last one, I will say that for sure. So Brian Pillman, Monday Night Wars here today. Be interested to hear your thoughts on this one. Where could a Brian Pillman's career would have went if he would have stayed away from the injuries and obviously wouldn't have died? Could he have been something major? Could he have got back in the ring? I don't really think so, but I think he could have been around TV all the time as a commentator and everything else under the sun. It would have been interesting to see. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And let me know your thoughts on this figure. Is it a pickup for you or an easy pass? Let me know in the comments. Of course, don't forget to thumbs up this video. Don't forget to subscribe to both my YouTube channels. You guys know I got a Patreon and YouTube channel memberships as well available for you. SirPaul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and of course, The Kyle Peterson Show at gmail.com, which conveniently enough is the name of my podcast, The Kyle Peterson Show, wherever podcasts are found with videocast on YouTube, and my books, The Complete Guide to the ECW Original San Francisco Toy Makers, and The Complete Guide to the Jakks Class Superstar Series, available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble right now. So for Brian Pillman, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.
Are we gonna dance or are we gonna play?